Hello.
Then. Now.
Down to the queens.
Episode number 500.
Forever.
Looks like hell froze over.
Without any more further ado,
Together.
let's jump straight into the show. Hello, welcome to episode number 33, I believe, of the TEW IX Challenge Run. We're here for ECW Tuesday, September 3rd, 2024. We're continuing on our road to the high voltage pay-per-view for the ECW brand. Tonight, the ECW Women's Championship Tournament continues with Sasha Banks and Liv Morgan, Indy Hartwell and Blair Davenport, and the other match is... I can't remember what the other women's championship match is, but it will come to me. Also tonight, we have our second of our 7 Deadly Sins series as Karrion Kross and Moose face off in a hardcore match for the sin of lust. Oh yes, because they lust for fucking hunger and blood and shit. And yeah, without any more further ado. Oh, also, how could I forget? The OTC is back. Roman Reigns will be here to close out our show tonight. Yeah, so without any more further ado, let's jump straight into it's Gacy Jane. It's Naomi and Gacy Jane. The show. So we kick off the show with Adam Cole coming out with Gacy for the opening match. Hence what jogged my memory. And Adam Cole comes out and he goes, "Listen, I know tonight it's not really about me. It's not about Adam Cole Baby for the first time in my life. It's about Gacy Jane and her advancing for the Paragon, this ECW Women's Championship Tournament. But first, I got a couple of things I need to speak on, because all week I've had to sit here and live with the guilt that I felt last week when I got beaten by Jey Uso, of all people. Main event Jey Uso beat me 1, 2, 3 in the middle of this ring. Now, for a lot of people, that would be catastrophic. For Adam Cole Baby, it's merely a minor setback because I'm still on top of the game. I still have this ECW championship. And Jay, if you think winning that match is going to get you this championship back, you can do a hell of a lot more than that to take this championship off me. Because the Paragon's rule here on ECW is only just beginning. And anybody out there who thinks they're an enemy of the Paragon, they might want to rethink the way they go about business. Because you got the Bloodline running around here doing their thing. They're tight-knit. They stay within their own family. So, Jay, why don't you go back over there, deal with your own family, and let Paragon be business, be Paragon business. Now, if you excuse me, JC's got a title match to win. We then get into our first match of the night. It is a first round ECW Women's Championship Tournament match. Gacy Jane taking on Naomi. Gets a 75. Sure. I forgot I didn't actually set this to actually factor into the finish of the match, but important to note is that, before we go to ad break for the first time, Joe Hendry comes out, and he sort of just stands at ringside watching the match, and his presence is just annoying Adam Cole. And then eventually, he just lingers around, and JC just keeps looking over at him, and eventually she does get caught with the rear view, and then Naomi plants her down with that split-legged moonsault to advance to the next round. She gets an 83 and a 68 for Gacy Jane. And I think... No, Naomi doesn't. Naomi faces the winner of Sasha and Liv, I think. And then it's the winner of Blair and Indy that will face Shantae Washington. Yeah. But yes, Naomi does advance to the next round of the ECW Women's Championship Tournament. But after the match, Joe Hendry sort of just at ringside laughing, clapping along. When Adam Cole gets the mic, he goes, why do you keep going out here, getting in Paragon business? What? Because I took exception to your stupid little song you wrote all those weeks ago about me? You think I'm involved in your business? Let me hear about it, okay? You won at SummerSlam. Bravo, good for you. But let me make one thing perfectly clear. When the Fritz brothers or Cesaro and Dolph Ziggler want to take those championships off you and Braun, they'll do it, okay? But so much, I want to shut you up myself. I don't even want to wait for Cesaro and Dolph or the Fritz brothers to do it for me. So if you want to run your stupid little mouth, your silly little accent, and your stupid songs, I want to get you out of my hair. Next week, you and I, one-on-one here on ECW. I'll even put my championship on the line. So what do you say, Joe? You win? And then Hendry takes the mic and he goes, Adam Cole, little Chugs, I can't believe you'd sign away a championship just like that. Because after next week, this whole place, and especially your little Paragon and little JC down there, will all be believing in 2 belts Hendry. And Adam Cole, cheap shots, show Hendry, sticks him on his ass, hits that last shot on him, holds the belt up high. But yeah, a fun little TV title match coming up next week. Adam Cole defends against Joe Hendry. Can Joey become Joey 2 belts or not? We then see Theory. He's stressing out in the hallways. He's going, oh my god, get out of his head, Austin, get out of his head, Austin. You don't know what they meant by that, okay? You know damn well who you are. I'm going to remember anything. Okay, you're the finished article. You're him. You're the guy around here. He then opens a locker room door and Bo Dallas is just sat in there. Like when they did it in real life when he was sat in Pierce's office and Gable saw him, he was in his normal clothes. Yeah, we just get normal Bo Dallas just sat there in his normal clothes. He sort of just gets up and he walks towards Theory and stares at him. Theory stares back. And he just pats him on the shoulder and whispers something in his ear and then walks off. And Theory, he looks a little bit concerned. Eventually he shakes it off and goes, it's Bo Dallas. Okay, he's not scary, Austin. You're better than him. .74 rating. I'll take that. It's a Tonga Loa match. So, yeah. Just a quick tag match. Tonga Loa and Tama Tonga, the Gorillas of Destiny, taking on the Gizzled Young Veterans. And, they do pick up the win. Tama Tonga pinning Jagger Reed of Guerrilla Warfare because Mustafa Ali comes out and he, trips up. imagine what he does. He's like at ringside in a suit. And, there's a moment where Jagger Reed, bounces off of one of the ropes and he just, swipes his arm in the ring and trips him up. Throw him off. Or something like that. But yeah, Raleigh just being a pesky nuisance towards the Grizzled Young Vets, allowing for Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa to pick up the win. 55 for Tama Tonga, 39 for Tonga Loa, 85 for Rip Fowler, and a 72 for Jagger Reed. Sure. After the match, Ali does get on the mic. And he goes, well, what happened, boys? I thought you were soon to be recognized as the ECW Tag Team Championships around here. What? Could it be that the leadership of ZSJ isn't taking you to championship glory? Hell, I'm a Grand Slam champion here in this damn company. I took Cedric Alexander, made him a champion, now he's about to become Cruiserweight champion again. I make winners. When was the last time ZSJ did that for you, okay? He's not a true, real leader of this place like I am, so the choice is yours. Rip, Jagger, or should I call you Zach, James? You can either follow along with ZSJ's little grand scheme, or you can believe in a real leader here on ECW and believe in Mustafa Ali. Because, there's a lot of believing going on around here. You got Joe Hendry, you got Moose, the Moosaya, you got the God, Kyle O'Reilly, and countless other people who think that they have what it takes to be leaders. None of them have the life experience that I have. Together, whoever are back there, I'm offering my hand of solitude out to you. Pledge your allegiance to Mustafa Ali and we will make ECW what it needs to be again. We then cut backstage. Roman's pulling up in his car. He steps out. Heyman immediately goes, oh my god, my tribal chief, you made it. And Roman just sort of doesn't say anything. He's just in the zone. He goes, well, the ECW fans out there are waiting to hear from you, my tribal chief. Solo Sokoa is going to get what's coming to him. And Roman just also goes, Paul, wise man, I appreciate you, but leave it up to me, yeah? And then Heyman just sort of looks across, sees someone off screen and goes, it appears we've got company. And then Jimmy Uso walks in, and him and Roman have a quick little stare down. And he goes, Roman? And Roman's like, Jimmy? listen, I know things between you and I, they haven't really been great, but Paul here, he can vouch for it. You know, when you were away, you know, I was trying my hardest to make amends for all my wrongdoings in the family use. Whether that was you or Jay or... And then, as soon as he says Jay's name, Roman sort of snaps his head around, like, stares at him. And then Jimmy goes, oh, sorry. It's just Roman goes, forget it. I don't need you either. And he walks off. 76. Sure. Blair Davenport, Indy Hartwell, 8 minutes 41. Blair Davenport does pick up the win in 8:41 to advance to the next round, where she'll face Shantae Washington. 75 for Blair, 62 for Indy. Nice. And yeah. So that side of the bracket is now set. The two quarterfinals on the left side of the bracket are Blair Davenport against Shantae Washington and Alba Fire against Kill McQueen. Yeah. We then get a quick video package hyping up the Championship Scramble. You know, going over the rules of the Championship Scramble match, which I'm assuming you all know, but if you don't, it's 5 guys. 20-minute. The match is 20 minutes long. You get five guys in the match, 2 start, and then every 5 minutes, and someone else comes in, and then when all 5 wrestlers are in the ring, you know, you got 5 minutes left, I think. And then, if you score a pin or a submission, you become the quote-unquote interim unofficial champion. And then whoever is the champion at the end of the time limit becomes the official ECW television champion. And then we get, you know, how we got here with all the guys who came together to save ECW. Only one can remain a TV champion. Who will it be? I'll have to wait to find out at High Voltage in 4 weeks. We then see the Tongans come back after their win. And they greet Solo. And Solo's just there, you know, sitting in his chair in his locker room. And he goes, good win tonight, boys. But tonight's going to be an even bigger night for us. Our night ain't over. You see, Roman Reigns, he's here. And tonight, I've got a proposition for him. Tonight, we're going to find out who really stands tall as the tribal chief. And Solo gets up and walks out. And the Tongans follow him, I guess. 68. A hardcore match. The deadly sin of lust on the line here. And it is Karrion Kross who evens the scoreboard up. He pins Moose in 12:56 for nothing personnel. After Joe Gacy, of all people, you know, Moose goes to pull like a trash can out of the ring or something, and Joe Gacy's in it. And he ends up hitting Moose with a trash can or something, or all sorts of weapons, and aiding Karrion Kross, of all people. And then Karrion hits that nothing personnel elbow to pin the Moosiah. And the Moosiah has been crucified here tonight. 56 for Moose, 66 for Karrion Kross. And yeah, after the match, Joe Gacy sort of like approaches Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross looks a bit confused to see him. Because remember, Karrion's had no friends since, well, Cutler died, and rumours of Carcass's demise were greatly exaggerated, it seems. But, you know, he like, you can tell he didn't order this. Joe Gacy's just come out on his own fruition, and he's offered a hand to Karrion Kross. And Karrion, you know, he does get pulled up, but the second he gets up to his feet, you know, he pulls his hand away. He just sort of gets in Joe Gacy's face. He goes, I don't need any friends, kid. Stay out of my business. And he leaves the ring. Then see Liv Morgan and Sonya Deville. You know, Sonya's gassing Liv up for her match tonight. She's against Sasha Banks once again. So he goes, okay, you know I came up short last week, but I appreciate you being by my side for that match. So tonight, Liv, it's all up to you. It's you and Sasha. You know, you faced her before. Now's the time for you to finally get that win over Sasha Banks and prove that you are on that level. Then we see Ashanti the Adonis walk in. He goes, Let me tell you something. The God's Adonis truth here has been watching you girls train for a while now. And let me say, I think you've got all the assets needed to beat Sasha Banks. I mean, don't get me wrong, Sasha. She's a baddie herself. But you, little Liv, you do things to me. And that's the God's Adonis truth. And Liv goes, who is this guy? Sonya goes, I don't know, he's some big idiot. He goes, ladies, relax, okay, there's enough of me for both of you. And Sonya's like, I don't know if you know this, but And Sonya cuts off and goes, shh. I can change your mind, baby. Just let me know. The God's Adonis truth's waiting for whoever wins this tournament. Because you want to be a real champion? I'll show you a real champion's time. And he hands the rose off to Liv, and he walks out. And as soon as he leaves, Liv just tosses it on the floor and goes, anyway, back to training. Then see Karrion Kross backstage when Joe Gacy runs up and goes, hi, Karrion Kross. It's great to finally meet you once again. And he goes, Joe, I haven't seen you since, He goes, yeah, since the big anime battle all those years ago. Man, we've both come a long way since then, huh? He goes, what are you doing here? What business have you got with me? Gacy goes, I think that this Messiah, he's stepping out of line. I've never been one to believe in holy deities and angelic figures like this. I see much more of myself in you, a sinner being punished for being a sinner. So, if he's going to have devout followers following his rule, I think it only makes sense that you have me. And Karrion just goes, not interested. And he shoulder checks him, shoves him to the floor. And he continues cutting a promo. He goes, tonight, I proved that the Messiah is not omnipotent. He can be defeated. My evil lust was too strong. Just like your wrath at SummerSlam was too strong. But there's still 5 more of these deadly sins to go, and tonight, I have to admit, pinning Moose's shoulders to the mat 1, 2, 3 was satisfying. But that wasn't all that satisfying. I could still get more satisfaction out of beating you, Moose. You could say I'm getting greedy. You could say my greed is getting the better of me, but next week it won't just take 1, 2, 3. It'll take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. $83. Sure, it's a Liv Morgan match, so they're sort of capped at a certain level. Anyway, Sasha Banks does pick up the win. She pins Liv with the interest rate in 14:36. 74 for Liv Morgan, 90 for Sasha Banks. And yeah, Sasha's victory does mean that she will now face off with Naomi, I believe, next week. Fun match, given the real life connections. They've had, less connections in the game, but, when you think Sasha and Naomi, you think IRL. But yeah, Sasha advances to face Naomi. The other matches in the quarterfinals are, as I said before, Alba Fire and Kim McQueen, and Blair Davenport against Shantae Washington, and then also the winners of next week's matches, which are Kelsey Cook against Ivy Nile and Hikaru Shida against Ruby Riott. But of course, it's Sasha Banks we're dealing with here. Florence is at ringside, she's dressed in her, 60s inspired gear, and Sasha's got to grab the microphone. She goes, ladies and gentlemen, say hello to not only your CEO, but your next ECW Women's Champion. Now, Florence, I see you sat there, you got that change above your shoulder. It looks so good on you. But it'll look even better on me, because I'm going all the way in this tournament, and I don't care who I've got to beat to get there. She turns around and Kim McQueen's in the ring. just staring a hole through Sasha. She said, "Hey, big girl." What I meant was, I hope I don't have to face you in the tournament because you're quite the intimidating force, and you and I, we'd have a hell of a match together. And she leaves. And Kim just sort of watches and stares her down as she leaves. And Florence sort of at the table is sort of shrugging her shoulders, goes, I guess, there's somebody in this tournament that Sasha is scared of. Next week is a pretty stacked episode of ECW, because we have, among other things, an ECW Championship match, where Adam Cole will defend the ECW Championship against the ECW Tag Team Champion Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry wrote that song about the Paragon, and Cole hasn't forgotten it, and they're finally going to go one-on-one for the gold next week. Plus, speaking of championship, the final 2 first-round matches of the ECW Women's Championship tournaments will take place as Kelsey Cook battles Ivy Nile, and then in the final match of that first round of the tournament, it will be Ruby Riott and Hikaru Shida facing off. Plus, as we just learnt, match number 3 in the 7 Deadly Sins series, the Sin of Greed, will be on full display when it's Karrion Kross and Moose, where the winner has to keep the opponent down for a 5 count, not a 3 count, because, they're greedy. I thought it was clever. Out comes the OTC. Heyman by his side. He gets into the ring. Los Angeles, California. Acknowledge me. Now, since I came back here, a lot of things have changed around here. You see, when I left, my family was in disarray. There was no bloodline. The bloodline existed as Solo and Solo only. But now I look around here and I'm seeing family left and right. I'm seeing Jimmy come up to me looking for my forgiveness. I see Jay doing his very best thing trying to become champion. And I see Solo and those 2 little Tongan twits by his side, gassing him up, calling him the tribal chief. They're calling Solo the tribal chief. Nah, read the shirt. OTC, one true chief, and that is me. Okay, just because I wasn't around here for all those months doesn't mean that you're suddenly the chief, Solo, because you are always going to be an enforcer, because that's all you ever are. You're my little bitch. Now if you get your ass out here, we can settle this man to man, family to family, blood to blood. Solo does come out with the Tongans by his side. And he gets into the ring. He goes, Roman, you're saying a lot of stuff out there. But there was a lot of it has changed since you've been here. One is me. The fact that you only ever see me as this muscle, this right-hand man, this little bitch as you called me, is exactly why I found my real family. Tama and Tonga, they see what I am. They see that I have the potential to rule this bloodline. But to do that, Roman, I've got to knock you off the podium. So here's what we're going to do. High Voltage, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It's going to be you. No, it's not in Philly. It's in Atlanta. Sorry. It's going to be you. And it's going to be me. And we find out really who is the real tribal chief. And Roman sort of just laughs at him and goes, we're doing this, huh? You think you've got what it takes to beat me, the tribal chief? Listen here, I've already lost to one of your brothers this year, and I ain't losing to another, okay? Because you're always going to be the little baby brother. You ain't Jay, you ain't Jimmy, you're just little Solo who's scared of math. And Solo sort of just looks around and he goes, Tough guy, huh? Look at you looking for the approval of these people who made you the monster that you are, Roman. You had to take this upon yourself and become this tribal chief because you couldn't be their hero. But now they've taken to you, you're going to turn against your flesh and blood. The one member of the family who stood by your side at WrestleMania when you were beating my brother's asses. I chose you over my brothers, and this is how you treat me? Well, I see how it is, Roman. Because I can treat you like even bigger trash. Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, go up to Roman. Roman starts throwing hands with them, and Solo runs in. He super kicks Roman Reigns. Then they get a 3-on-1 attack of Roman Reigns. Jimmy Uso's theme hits. But nobody comes out. And, Jimmy's lifeless body is just tossed onto the ramp. And Warden stands over him shirtless. Maybe a little bit of blood on his chest or whatever. And he sort of just looks into the ring as Solo and the Tongans beat up Roman Reigns. Solo sort of looks back at Warden, gives him a nod of approval. And Warden just looks at Solo, gives him a little nod as well. Looks at Jimmy. And just walks to the back, leaving Jimmy's unconscious body on the stage. As Solo delivers a Samoan spike to Roman Reigns. He picks him up, hits another one. And he picks him up, he hits a third. And then Solo grabs the Ulafala and he puts it over his neck. Around his neck, even. And we throw the ones up as Solo and the Tongans stand tall to end the show. 83. Sure. Pretty fine episode of ECW. Things are chugging along. We were in less of a rush to build things on ECW than we are for Raw, because we've got longer until the pay-per-view, hence, a TV World title match. Anyway, what matters more is what you thought of the show. Do let me know what you thought in the comments below. And I'll see you next time for SmackDown. See you then.